and the others will log on whenever they want to log on, of course. But my name's Jared. I'm here with new active world team member, Meg Fenton. And she's going to co-host tonight. She's going to be running this week. Oh, pretty sure that was Whitney. And she's going to be co-running next week. So we thought, why not? Running next week because I'm away. So we thought, why not? Give her a bit of airtime tonight because we all know she's got the goods anyway, and run you guys through some stuff. And through popular demand, I said yes because Belinda kept bugging me about it. So firstly, guys, we've got a little bit of special recognition because we've got a lot happening, and we've got a lot of new stuff happening, like a lot of new events, new tactics. And as we know, with our business flow, how it's a funnel, and the tactic just catches the people and exposes them to our products and business testimonials. That's the purpose of a Fit Club. And if you haven't seen that template, please get on to Meg and she'll run you through it. But I'll run you through it. Okay, guys, just jump on mute. Yeah, Lisa, thank you. So if you're, but we've just got to want to recognise the guys, because there's been a lot of guys going, you know what, we're going to take this to the next level and start our own thing. And to be honest, it's scary. Like I still remember when it was my first workout down in Coolangatta on the Gold Coast, and it was me and Quinton, and everyone knows the story there, right? But we went down there, went for a jog. We had maybe 3 or 4 people meant to come. No one showed up. So it was literally just me and him, and we just worked out and went home. So that's how all this thing kind of started. Now we've got over 200 workouts running around the world every single week. And that's just what I'm estimating it to be based on the clubs. So it could be more than that. But we want to recognise these guys who've stepping up and gone, you know what, we're gonna try to take this to a different market. We're going to smash this thing. So firstly, we've got Yarra Wonga with Jade and Shannon Phillips. So let me give them a clap. So they had, I think, 5 or 6 people at their Yarra Fit Club last week. That's run every Monday. But Belinda just did a post on Have a Family if you want to get connected with all the pages so you can stay in the loop with everything. Because what an amazing way to grow your business, having like a couple of members, like a couple of people building business in Yarra, and then we've got Beechworth opening up with Janice, and Lisa's showing Janice the ropes down there. So Janice clap as well. We've got Myrtleford with Whitney's already started with Megan and Wits, and that's going bananas as well. What did you have at your first one? 12 or something?
Yeah,
it's crazy. 18 at Boxfit. That's absolutely bananas. It took us 6 months to get 18 at Boxfit at Albury Lifestyle Centre. So that's crazy. We've got Benalla opening up with Nick next Wednesday morning as well. And then Joe has opened up from Wangaratta Lifestyle Centre plus 50s, which is kind of like a new concept. And I love it because Baby Boom is still the biggest market in Australia. So these guys have said, you know what, we're just going to do this our way and in our place and open these divisions. And, of course, what happens, this is like pre-launch phase for the centres, right, because they're going to open up a space. But why not do it with 4 or 5 or 6 people who are wanting to build business and have that space ready to go, and then it's just retail city type of thing. And the reason I love kind of softening the market with the Fit Clubs and stuff first is people get exposed to what we're doing, and you already got results out there. And it gets to a point where you're like, I think I just need a space to be able to get all these scans done type of thing. Like it's a demand thing, which is amazing. So I know you guys are going to go crazy. Just remember the business flow, which we covered last week with the funnel. The success of this event, if you are passionate about it, will be directly linked to the amount of invites you put into it. 100% accurate all the time. That's a Herbalife equation. And we're really excited for you guys to smash it. So let's see what happens. Leaders lead by example, right? And they definitely don't have to be told. And you guys just said, hey, you know what, we're doing this. So that was really cool, really inspiring. I literally probably found out all these on the one day, and I'm like, oh my God, so all these markets going. It's crazy. So, but what we're going to do now is pass it over to Meg, because she's going to run through the map list as well, and how important each step is, that one, and link that into the marketing plan.
Yes.
Correct. Cool. Okay, excellent. Over to Meg.
Hi guys. Okay, so I'm going to go through the map list. Go backwards, but that's all right. You get what I mean. So this one I use for setting up my new people. So it's really, really important to have like something in place, and this just puts it all into dot points and make sure that you don't miss anything. So I've been using this checklist since it's been introduced a couple of months ago, and I've had amazing success with it. So we're going to do a bit of a mock member setup. So Jared's like my new member, right?
Yes. I love this.
No idea about anything.
My new member setup, just so you guys know, was here's your old man, here's your IBP, send me some money, off you go. So this is amazing. Let's do it.
All right, so when I get a new person, they've either signed up or not, that doesn't matter. I make a time with them to meet face-to-face or a Zoom call if you can't meet up with them. And we literally go through this checklist. So I always write their name on it and the date, and it's important that you write the date, and I'll get to that in a minute. So we've got Jared here. The first thing on the map list is making sure they use the products consistently. So are you using the products consistently?
Well, yes.
Okay. So if they are using it, that's awesome. You can tick that one off. If not, I would suggest like doing a health scan, writing up a nutrition program for them and getting them smashing their results. So really drill into them as well the importance of smashing their products first up to get that good result and build on their story. So the second step is to register with Herbalife International. So they may have already registered. If not, I always do it with them and make sure we do it properly and go through the website and everything with them while we're together. The next one is the 20 goals. So we've all done that one. Hoping so. So we get 20 goals off them as if time and money are no issue. So we do this one to put them against the marketing plan and see where they need to get to be able to live the life that they want to live. So let's go to the marketing plan, Jared.
Cool.
Can you draw it?
Yes.
So this is literally what I get my people to do. So I get them to draw, yep, good, he's doing it. He just knows what to do. Drawing like the steps of the marketing plan, yeah?
Do you want me to draw it?
Yeah, okay. Yep, he's doing it.
Oh.
That's fine. Yep.
Yep.
So I'll get them to write down the bottom of the steps member and then put the 25% underneath it. So the next step up, I'll get them to do supervisor because that's like the main next step, yeah? And that's 50%. And then I'll explain that there's some bridging steps in between. So I'll draw some lines like in between member and supervisor, which is obviously our senior consultant. You writing that down?
Mm-hmm.
Which is 35%. And I'll explain that to get to 35%, they need to do 500 volume points in 1 month. And they can get some wholesale on that as well. So they can get 10%. So I'll get them to write that down as well. The next bridging step is the Success Builder order, which Nick done last month. Very exciting. So that's 1,000 volume points in one order. So I'll explain to them that that's just a temporary discount, so they won't have it forever. But it's a good idea if they're, having a shake party, doing some health scans. Nick did it with the challenge, so she had a heap of clients needing products, so she did that big order. So obviously you save more money and you make more money. So it's a good option for a lot of people. And the next step is obviously qualified producer. So that's your permanent 42%. Yeah. Cool. And to get there, thank you, remember, you need 2,500 within 3 months to get you qualified producer. So then we move on to supervisor. So I explain that that's where we activate the marketing plan. So as I said, it's that 50% retail, also 25% wholesale, and 5% royalty as well. Something's happening. I think he's sneezing. Yeah. Okay. Spreading his germs. So the next step up after supervisor, I would say, is active world team. With active world team, you need to get 500 royalty overrides in a month. I should know this. I just did it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get either 1 month of 10,000 volume points or 2 months of 5,000 volume points. And 4 months of 2,500. And all this is within a 6-month period. Cool. The next step after active world team, I get them to put get. And after that is mill. And then prez. Awesome. So I also will make sure that I put how much they can earn, like at each level. So as a member, you can earn anywhere from 0, if you do no work, to $1,000. So I'll get them to write that down under member. Under supervisor, they can earn anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 per month. Active world team is $2,500 to $5,000 per month. Get team is $5,000 to $15,000 a month. Mill team is $15,000 to $30,000. And then prez is obviously that 30 plus a month. So going back to their goals, once we've got their goals, so I'm assuming everyone knows how to do that step. We go through each goal and we put a monetary value next to each one. We add up all the amounts and we have a total amount that they need per month to be able to achieve their goals. So then I'll ask them, where do we need to get you on the marketing plan for you to be able to do that? And it's usually prez team. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you write the amounts on top?
Yeah, we've already been through that.
Oh, cool.
Yep. It's slow. Awesome. Is there anything else I need to cover with the marketing plan?
No.
And then I'll say, so where are you now? And they'll say member, and then we'll say, what's your next major step? And I'll get them to make sure they understand supervisor and how to get there. Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. So back to the math list. So we've done their 20 goals. We've shown them the marketing plan. Now we need to get them to make their list of referrals. So we want them to write down 50 people in total. And we have just some groups of people that'll just like jog their memory on, because a lot of people can't do this. They think I don't know 50 people. So, friends, family, work, study, sports, social media. Once they've done that, all we do is, stop looking at me. All we do is teach them how to invite these people, but that's a step later on as well. So make sure that they've got their list. The next step is to read the manual. So I just tell them that once they receive their pack, all their manuals are in there, and just to read that at their own pace. And then we need to get them to complete the Herbalife Learning Centre. So this one probably was around when I started, but I didn't know about it. So I always make sure I go through with them, like where to find it on my Herbalife. So it's on the little left-hand menu, you'll see it. It's like online resources. And there's like little modules. So I make sure that they're completing each one, and I get them to send me a photo of when they've completed it. They'll get like this certificate thing, and they can send that to me and we can tick it off once they've done that. The next step on the MAP checklist is to just make sure they know how to get to supervisor on the mapping plan, which we covered before. So get them to actually say that back to you so that you know they fully understand it. The next step is to understand the map. So that's the blender promotion. So getting those 3 months of 500 in a row, and they'll get their blender. So just explain to them that's about 5 to 7 clients per month, because we know that the average client is about 100 volume points. And the VIP ambassador. So this one I use a lot, and especially at the start, I got a lot of clients and a lot of members through this one as well. So just explaining to them that, you know, if they get some clients that are loving the products, they not really interested in the business side of things yet, but you want to get them a bit of a discount just to refer 2 people to you that want to get on product, and that you can sign them up as a VIP ambassador and they get their 25% off permanently. It's a really good way to get some referrals. And the next step is to just learn the power of a good invitation. So obviously I just explained to them that we don't want people, you know, going out into the marketplace and just like spewing Herbalife over everyone, which I've seen a couple of times. So yeah, just a tasteful invitation into one of our events, our fit clubs, free health scans, that kind of thing. The next step is probably the most important one for me. So at the start I said that it's important to write down the date when they're starting. Who is that? Lisa? Nope. So the next step is to have 10 guests to a DMO. So, you know, the things like fit clubs, health scans, that kind of thing. So I tell my people if they do have 10 guests within 30 days, I'll give them whatever. So we do, or I do, a singlet and a drink bottle, but you can use whatever you like. It's just a really good way of getting them to do it and having like a time frame as well. And I've found that to be really, really effective. So everyone that I ask to do it within 30 days, they usually do it because people love free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is to attend all the webinars and the live local meetings. So I go through their show-up schedule. I make sure they understand, you know, what's on, what's happening, what times, how to do it. If they can't get down to the centre, I make sure they've got the link and that kind of thing. And then the last one is to attend the kickoff STS Super Sunday now for us, which is cool. And we'll tick that off when they've done it. And that's it. So as I said, everyone should be using this because it's been really, really effective for me. And I've got 3 or 4 people doing it at the moment. So yeah,
cool.
That's it. I think I'm done.
Ledge. That's amazing. Cool. Excellent. Everyone get back clap. Even though everyone's muted, we still get it. We still feel the vibe. So the reason I put this together, this is based on some stuff I learned at the Herbalife Honours, which is like the big dance. You know, that's where the top 1% go for training. And just from the course of the trainings, I just realised that we had no real set method to start someone up, to get someone started and get them educated, empowered, increase their belief, get their goals in the list process, and just get them off to a quick start so they could knock off this member activation program. A lot of teams within Herbalife, that's like the goal. 500 volume points is not for us. That's like the minimum. That's like you get off to the right person if they're doing this, and they're doing it properly within a good period of time. That's like a stumble and start, 500 volume points, right? And we all know as supervisors on this call, I'm pretty sure we're all soon-to-be supervisors on this call, that if we can help our people get off to a quick start, that will increase retention for starters. You know, you put some cash into someone's pocket quickly and they're going to stay around. If you don't, they're going to say, well, this business is hard, right? It's all a mindset. They get a few wins on the board early, then they're in a different mindset. So, and it will also obviously help with your personal volume. But the reason why we do this as well is because it's going to set up multi-level volume for you guys, which means you have a member who finds a member who finds a member who they all get 10 clients. That's 30 clients. Boop, 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 hitting your personal volume, and you've taught one person how to go through their member activation program list because it duplicates. So that's the point, yeah? The point's to go big with it. It's not like a minimum target. It's like a let's get cracking. Let's do 10Ks type of target. So so that's the map list. Thanks so much, Meg, for running us through that. I want to go through, and we talk about this a lot at TGIM, but I want to talk to you about the importance of taking action and personal development, because it's the key to your success, and it's a fundamental skill to success. If you're not taking action in anything that you do, you're not going to be able to do it. So doing regular PD for me is the key for that. That's going to be the fuel. That's going to be the spark that keeps you going, especially in a business like Herbalife. And I'm sure we all know someone, or maybe currently have unsupportive family, friends, whatever. And that's life, because generally if you start walking away from living a normal life, which is 9 to 5, just get by type of job, just job stands for just over broke, right? So just over broke type of job, and all this stuff. And if you're happy with that, that's fine. But for the ambitious, that's not enough. So you start to search and you find something like Herbalife, which is amazing, and you start walking towards that. Of course, the person's going to feel like they're left behind if they haven't made that transition mentally as well. So it's really important that you do that personal development so you can stay focused on your goals, because what you focus on is what you get 100% of the time. Where energy, where the energy goes, everything will flow that way. So you can focus on two things. You can focus on your goals and where you're going to go. Or you can focus on the negativity in the other way, and whatever you focus on, you get. So what I would say we do is we focus on our goals and achieving them and smashing them, and then the other stuff's not going to matter. And you need to have that strong mind to be able to push you through that as well. But boiling it all back to just having the daily habit of getting some type of personal development between your ears. So audios, books, YouTube videos, whatever floats your boat. To me, it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as it's going in there every single day. Look, kind of like a shower, just getting that routine. If your routine's exercising in the morning, maybe instead of listening to some doof type of music, maybe put some Jim Rohn in your ears and work on both at once. Because even if you're not kind of consciously listening to it, of course it's better to sit there and take notes. But realistically, some of us can't do that. So of course it's like even if you're at the gym or doing something else, whatever, it's still going in there. It's still getting something in there. So it's really, really important. For me, worst case scenario, 15 minutes, best case scenario, 30. And you'll just start to notice things. Things will, like any daily habit, you change something once, you do this once tomorrow. It's not going to make a big change, guys, but you do it over 30 days, you'll start to see the difference. You do it over 60 days, you'll start to see a massive difference. You do it over 90 days, and it's a set habit, your life will change. You will attract different things into your life. All the things that used to be going wrong are now going right, and it's nothing different that you're like physically doing in the world. It's all between your ears, and you just see the opportunities that you don't normally see when you're switched on to them. And that's what personal development will do. And it's for me, I think it's really important in the personal development world, because the key to success, once again, especially in Herbalife, is the action you're taking every single day. And if you're doing the daily activities with your goals in mind of where you have to be, like Meg just said, like our goals, our 20 goals, they have a marketing pin really attached to them. And will they evolve? Yes, they will, as you're exposed to a different level of living, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it. Your goals are going to rise, and they're going to rise, and they're going to rise, and they're going to rise. But to have that focus of, okay, if I do this, I'll get this, and literally that's the way Herbalife is. It's a really powerful thing, but it once again, it comes back to the actions you're taking every day. So are they marrying your goals? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. Are they parallel with my goals, or are they not? Is this thought or action going to move me towards my goals, or is it not? And if it's not going to, just maybe cancel that. Just don't do that. Because realistically, you work hard for 3 to 5 years in this deal, and you're going to be wherever you want to be. It's just a matter of when, really, for me. And I got told at the start, Press Team was a 5-year plan, and I've done it in 4 and a bit. So, like 4 and a bit years, it seems like a long time when you're going through it, guys. I'm sure you guys who have been around a little bit felt like a long time, but, it's such a momentum business. And all of a sudden you take some action, you start doing some personal development, you start taking some action, you start to get some good results, you find a couple of good members who just get this deal and they just smash it, then all of a sudden you start to fly. So that's the importance of personal development for me, because when you boil it back to your every kind of day life, you'll see the opportunities that you may not see, which could be your next president's team member, who qualifies in the next 2 years or not. And that's just a matter of if you're going to see that or not. It doesn't happen by chance. It's not luck. It's if you can see it. So make sure that we're working on ourselves every single day and being really intentional with what we do. I want to talk also about, so that's personal development. Everyone got their head around that? You can start doing a lot of it. It's going to solve a whole bunch of stuff in our life. But recruiting is the next thing I want to talk about. Everyone knows here I'm big on recruiting. We talk about this all the time. For me, that's number one priority in my business, helping you guys bring members into your business. That's priority number one. That's why we do everything, because to help the 5,000 people that we want to help, especially in Australia, we don't have enough people. We're not even close. So to be able to do that, we need the people working with us. And the way you move past, Meg just went through the marketing plan. If you want to move past anything past supervisor, we need some people in our team to work with. So what you've got to be thinking about is who do I know who wouldn't mind making an extra $500 a month, which would be everyone, I would have thought. Who do I know that is ambitious and an entrepreneur and into business? And what you find is these type of people, they look at Herbalife and they love it because they've been searching for something to generate royalty income. It's a rare thing, having something that you can walk away of and grows and pays you, continual growth if we do it right with the right people. So that's crazy. Who do we know that is underemployed? So they got a few shifts at work, but they're struggling financially. They need that extra couple $100. Who do we know that's a stay-at-home mum / uni student / someone who just needs to get out and do something, sink their teeth into something, but they're a professional person, like there's a lot of mums out there that are have bigger degrees than myself, type of thing. And degrees doesn't really matter, but they have some skills that we can use. Who do we know? Like, there's such a big list, guys. Like, who do we know? Who? And let's take this by town. And you can literally start writing these names out and getting in touch. Who do we know that lives in Yarrawonga? Who do we know that lives in Beechworth? Who do we know that lives in Myrtleford? Who do we know that lives in Benalla? Who do we know that's plus 50? Who do we know that in Albury? Who do we know in Wodonga? We're setting up a centre there. We need some help. We need some leaders. That's the pitch. Even if we're not, that's what we're doing. That's the vision that we're casting. And people will buy into your vision that, nearly more than they'll buy into the cash. So just make sure that you're rock solid on your vision and you can cast that out. When we talk about opening our centres here, like I'm fixated on it. And sometimes I'm looking at it going, ooh, we might be close, because we always said 12 at the end of the year. We've got 3. So, and I said that in January that we want to open 12, and now it looks like it might actually be possible. And to be honest, I was borderline hoping that it would be possible. But you keep saying it, keep affirming it, keep putting it out there, and then the right people come. They attach yourself to your vision, and then all of a sudden, all these little centres all these little fit clubs are popping up in all these different towns, which are going to turn into centres, and it's going to be crazy for growth and crazy for the impact for these towns. But these are things that we can, for me in Herbalife, and like George was saying on the webinar for the guys just before end of month, that everything's about timing. And there's right now, with what we're doing, there's no better time to get busy. No better time. We've got the Success Summit coming up, leading into Adelaide, not to mention all these markets opening up. You know, but for me, like what my personal goal is to have one new line that's a solid business builder, supervisor line in each of these places. And then when the other centres come up, say, okay, well, who can we get in here that I know? Because most of your press team lines will be in your phone. They won't be out there in buy, swap, and sell groups and all these areas that are getting, you know, flooded at the moment amongst us and other teams in Herbalife. You know, it's muddy water type of stuff. And you might get a couple of lines and whatever, but your real key guys will be people that you know. Like Elise knew Lisa, Elise knew Meg. Yeah? They knew each other. Joe knew Shan. Who else we got in this call? Who else we got here? Janice knew Lucy and Lisa. Matt and Bobby knew Kelly. Kelly knew Belinda. I'm just going through this. Lucy knows Lisa. I knew Susan. We used to knock on doors together. Susan and Nicole. There's links, guys. It's leaving clues, right? I think the only coal market person on this call is Whitney. So I'm going to. I'm joking. But that's the power of building our community, and that's why we're rewarding our referrals, because this stuff's going to happen naturally. We just need the new faces coming into the top of our business funnel every week. Like, it's proven. So that's what we've got to focus on, guys. That's what's going to move us through the marketing plan. But I want you guys inviting with the intent to recruit. Like, I don't want you guys inviting people in for a free workout, because that's not what we're about. That's why they might be interested in the post, but I'd be mentioning the whole night to them. Like, it's going to be an amazing night, guys. You know, come on down. We've got, you know, we're currently recruiting, so if you know anyone, please tell them and bring them down as well. Afterwards, there's going to be an amazing webinar. We've got some nutrition training on, TGIM for your mindset. We're literally hitting all angles. Make sure the kids are looked after or whatever. It's going to be an amazing night. You know, we'll be done by 8:20 anyway. You know, like, it's just that extra bit of invite. That's all. So make sure we're actually promoting the whole thing, not just the workouts. Because, you know, ideally, I was telling Lisa today that we don't want rebuild thieves coming through and just grabbing their free rebuild and nicking off, right? Like, that's not the point of it. And of course, there's going to be some type of percentage of people that come through and do that, and that's fine. That you just accept that's part of the deal. But we want to, like, if we're getting really sharp with our invites, that percentage will lower, and we'll just get a better return, and the market will be a lot purer out there. So that's what we're kind of working towards. So have your, especially if your goals are above supervisor once again, which if they're not, that's fine as well. I haven't sat down and done goals chats with everyone. But if they are, we've got to have that recruiting focus. And that's why we'll put the $50 Webjet voucher up as well. 3 business builders, $50. That's the easiest $50 you'll ever get. Lisa done 14 in a month, this one. And then Meg done in that same month, done like 10. And Shan done like 7, done like 13, but you know, so it can be done is what I'm saying, and once again, it's a mindset. So just have that front of mind, guys. So that's recruiting. It's important. Attention, a whole bunch of stuff, and then teaching your guys how to recruit is also an important skill, just for the multi-level volume thing. That's how you do big numbers. It won't all come from your frontline business builders, and it definitely won't come from your retail base. It will come from you finding people who find a few people who find a few people before they pop through supervisor. A, they go supervisor, qualifying supervisor, you get some group volume, you do some decent numbers. But B, as soon as they qualify, they're doing 2.5, which of course is amazing for your royalty and flying through the marketing plan, yeah. So that's that. And what else have we got? We said some stuff today, but I think I've been through everything.
90-day plans.
90-day plans. So with maps, we're actually going to put one on here. And I'm going to call them everyday plans or life plans until you achieve your goals. Yeah? So we're going to add a spot, and we're just going to call it Circles Plan. This is what it's going to look like. Cool. Set this back to front. So the reason why we put these together is if you've ever got the 90-day plan book from Herbalife, I'm not that smart, but I couldn't figure it out. So we found an easier way. I still remember, it was 2 years ago when we were first in Albury, when I first done this, as with Belinda. She probably done for 3 days, but that's a different story. But so we done the circles, so simple, and there's a point to being simple. And this just gives you direction. Yeah, it gives you a task to do on your Herbalife business. So you're not just going, oh, what should I do today? No, your plan's here towards your goals. So we reverse engineer this. So down the bottom, we got clients, members. We got our philosophy, which is 100% mindset. 80% nutrition. What exercise are we doing today? So we're always working towards our level 10. And I thought of something else to put on here. People say, should you put volume goals? I don't think so, because if you're executing this, you won't have to. I'm pretty sure we went through this last week, but let's go through it again because I think it's important. So your goals are down the bottom there.
What about where you want to be at the end of the 90 days?
Yeah, so you can have, I guess, your destination at the end of the 90 days. What are you working for? Or what are you doing this every day to work towards? Yeah, so it might be, if you're new, it might be supervisor. That's your first major step. That's a good one. If you're not, it might be, I'd say your next step is active world team if you're already a supervisor. Of course, you can go world team, which is a good place to be, but active world teams get better. Active world teams, baby prayers, you get a bonus $500 USD, flown around Australia, talk to an SDS, president experience. It's crazy. So make sure that we're doing that. Meg's going to enjoy that. Where are you going to go? She doesn't know.
Not Tassie.
She said not Tassie. We'll fly her off to Darwin or something. But like for some people on this call, it might be get 2.5, whatever. It doesn't matter. And the other thing I'd put on there right now is Adelaide tickets. How many tickets have been bought in my team? That's what I'd want to know, because that's directly linked to your success. And up the top, we're going through what we're going to put in the circles. So we're going to put posters, flyers, Facebook, Insta. I don't know, whatever you want to do to promote your business. Usually we go a split between online and offline. And then we're going to work out what we're going to promote, whether it be skin parties, fit club, health scans, 3-day trials, the business opportunity. You know, the list goes on. And then we're going to do something like this, so we know what we're using for what. So we're just going to draw lines. So, okay, this one's Facebook. I'm going to use Facebook to promote Fit Club. Real heavy. Go live in Fit Clubs, go live in the page, you know, whatever it is, and just have that kind of detail of what you want to do. And then it might be posters for recruiting, you know, or whatever, just so you know exactly what you're doing for each leg. And then once you're doing that, you can keep gauges, and then law of averages will kick in. And once you know your law of averages, you'll be able to tailor your invites to exactly what you need. So if you put 10 people through the door and you'll get 4 clients and 1 member, then you can tailor that 10 to how quickly you do it, right? Like you can do 10 a week, 10 a day, 10 a month, whatever you want to do. Depends how quick you want to go. But if you don't understand your law of averages, then you can't do that. You can't play with the numbers, because you'll know if you invite 10 and none of them do it, it will actually inspire you, because you'll know the next 10 you're going to get 8 clients and 4 members instead, just because that's law of averages. That's just the way it is. So it's important to note that those plans. If you don't have one of those, realistically, after the goals chat that Meg went through, this should be the next step, because people will be saying, well, what do I do? Do your plan. And then when people are saying they're not having anyone through the door or whatever their qualms is, you can always bring it back to this and the map list and say, well, so where are you at on the map list? Okay, cool. And how are you going with your plan? And they'll say, oh, I haven't really done that. It's like, well, that's why your results aren't there. So let's ramp it up. Like, it'll always be a work thing, in my experience. If someone's not doing the volume they need, it's always a work thing. It's always and people can get caught up with what's work, right? Doing admin type of stuff, doing your best flyers in the world and all that crapola, people get caught up with. That's not work. That's your admin. Do that after hours. When the sun's up, that's when I'll be out doing my thing. Like I say to the guys as well, you can have the best flyer in the world, but if it sits in a box in your office at home, it's no good to no one, right? If you give out 100 of them, it's not going to do much for your business. I prefer to have a crappy flyer given to 1,000 people rather than a really good flyer given to 100, because you yield the same results. You'll still get the people who are keen. So with that being said, does anyone have any questions on that, guys? Crickets. Can you hear the crickets?
Has everyone got their Adelaide ticket?
Who on the call doesn't have their Adelaide ticket yet? No one's willing to. Yeah, Joe got hers. I've seen that. Wit's got hers like at the start, before they were released, before Meg. That's burpees. Everyone else?
Chanel.
Kelly does. Brownie does. They literally wrote exactly the same text. Are you guys together or what? Oh no, that was Kelly. Does Belinda Brown? It's a question that needs to be asked. Let's all point the finger at her.
Nicole.
They're going to unmute. Nicole, come on, not yet. What's that all about? No good time. You guys trying to unmute Matt and Bobby? She look real funny. No, okay. Shan? Not yet. Lucy, come on, buddy. All right, guys. Next step for you guys. Like everyone knows on this call, we're big on Adelaide because it absolutely changed everything for me, and I know it will for you. I just know. So when you just know things, you know things. So with that being said, like you guys know, all of our promos have an Adelaide ticket clause. Don't have it. You're not serious. I'm not paying you. Not including last month, of course. You guys still get paid. But this month for sure, if you want that Webjet voucher, make sure that we're getting through business builders. And as leaders on this call, let's get this done, and then we can help our people get it done, and we can literally triple our business this month. If you do 6, I'll give you 100. I don't care. If you do 9, I'll give you 150. If you do 12, I'll give you 200. If you do 12, I'll log on with you and book your flights. Deal. Lisa's flying her mum and her kids over. Yeah, so that's amazing. Susan's booked her accommodation and her travel. Can't see ticket there though in that sentence, but that's okay. All right, so guys, let's get Adelaide focused. Let's get to work. Like we know about it, momentum. It's hard to get, harder to keep. And we've got it now. So now would be the time when I'd be pouring it on. I've never seen it like this. Actually, I've never seen growth like this in any Herbalife that I've been a part of anyway. So, now's the time to have our goals in mind, and now's the time to be slaving away, because the short-term sacrifices you make now, in the next 6 to 12 months, especially post-Adelaide, you guys are going to be like, whoa, I'm so glad I poured that on. Especially with Enrique. He is a machine. Cool. All right, guys. That's it from us. Have a pleasant evening, and we will see you real soon. See ya.